This episode was written and directed by Vince Gilligan, so you knew something big was going to go down. Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back, Jamie here today, and we're going to talk about Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 12. One left after this, and like I said, Vince Gilligan written and directed this, so we knew something big was going to go down, and this episode was action-packed, really, if you think about it. So much was set up, a few questions were answered as well. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the episode starts in Saul's office and he's got the divorce papers getting ready, finalised with Kim, and he's like, send her in. And we go from there back to the future with Kim with black hair, and she's living a different life. It looks like she's married, or she's at least living with someone. She's got a boyfriend and having like a cookout with friends and everything. And this guy, like, they're having sex and she's just like, yep. It's like, what? But you can tell Kim's not making any decisions anymore. Like, she's got PTSD from what's happened. She's also working at Palm Coast Sprinklers, which, you know, she's sort of inside an office in a way, but it's not the same as being a lawyer. So we see the phone call from the past episode with Jean from Kim's perspective, and Jean mentions that it's been 6 years, and she's like, you just turn yourself into the police. And then he tries turning it back on her, and he's like, well, why don't you turn yourself in as well? Everyone's dead. Lalo's dead, supposedly. Mike's dead. Gus is dead. But she ends the phone call saying that she's glad that he's alive. And then we get a singing bit inside the office, and I got flashbacks to Skylar in Breaking Bad Season 2, bringing out cake, singing happy birthday for someone. Thankfully, Kim didn't sing because it wouldn't fit her character anyway, would it? Because you can tell she's going through PTSD. So from there, Kim goes back to Albuquerque and to the courthouse. And then from there, she goes to Howard's ex-wife and she gives her this document, which is basically her testimony of what happened to Howard, how they framed him with the cocaine, how Lalo shot him. And she's telling her, like, you know, it was instant. Howard didn't suffer, but it was framed as a suicide and they'll probably never find a body. So Howard's ex-wife asked Kim if she's going to go to prison for it, and she's like, I gave it into the courts, but it's up to them if they prosecute or not. And then on the way home on the bus, she starts breaking down crying, and this is some great acting, man. You can feel the heartbreak of what she's just done. And then we go back to Gene, where we left him last episode, breaking into that guy's house with cancer after he's been knocked out with a drug. He finds the passwords, but he doesn't leave. Like, he has the opportunity to leave, but he doesn't. He decides to go back upstairs, makes himself a drink, starts stealing his watches, and the guy wakes up, goes to the bathroom and sits back down. So Gene grabs the guy's dog's ashes inside the urn, and you're thinking, oh my god, he's gonna knock him out with it. At first I thought he was gonna throw it as a distraction, but no, he slowly comes down the stairs looking like he's about to knock the guy out with it. But fortunately, the guy passes out again, so he doesn't have to resort to that. He's about to leave, but he sees the police parked behind Jeff, so he goes back in. And then from there, he must have gave Jeff a call because we don't see it, but Jeff starts driving. He turns and crashes straight into a car right in front of the police. So obviously he meant to do that, but that was a distraction to get Gene out of the house. So then we cut back to Saul's office with Kim signing the divorce papers. Francesca's in there as well. And you can tell Saul, he's pretending not to care. He's like, have a nice life, Kim. You can tell he's just not caring. He does care, but he's not showing it. So Kim leaves, and then we see Emilio from Breaking Bad Season 1 walk in. Kim goes outside for a smoke, and it's raining. And who stood outside next to her? Jesse Pinkman. Oh my god, this was so good. I love this scene so much. We got the two redeemable characters from the series, Kim and Jesse, having a conversation together. And, you know, Jesse's at the start of his descent into like the madness, and Kim's coming out of it at this point. He's talking, he's like, oh, he's Saul a good lawyer because all these commercials are just comedy, which you go to see a doctor who's got a comedy advert on TV as well. But he also brings up that he actually recognizes her because she defended Combo in a previous case. So, you know, I love this connect. This is so good, man. It's amazing. And Aaron Paul, he obviously looks older, but I feel like he looked more like Jesse here than he did last episode. You can tell obviously he's older, but he actually fit right in here, I think. I think it's because of the clothes he was wearing. Obviously he's got a beanie and the hood and the baggy clothes, but he fit right into the Jesse role there, man. I was loving it. Jesse's my favourite character as well, so I loved this scene. The scene ends, he's like, so is he any good? And she's like, when I knew him, he was. And then she runs off. Back to the future again. Jeff phones Gene from the police station, pretending to be his son. But he mentions that the drug guy came out of his house and said he's been burgled. And then the police searched Jeff's car, but they didn't find any evidence that it was him. Saul comes out here. Gene goes into Saul mode and he's like, yeah, if you don't have any evidence, they can't hold you. I'll get you out there this afternoon. From there, he phones Jeff's mom, and she mentions the trouble that Jeff was in Albuquerque, like pissing in public and all that, and she had to spend all the money to help him out. Gene starts mentioning like this isn't Albuquerque and everything, and you know, Marion starts suspecting him just a little bit, like why does he know so much about the law? So from there, Gene drives to Marion's house, we're all singing, And then he knocks on, but she's not answering. He goes around the back and he sees that she's on the laptop and she's watching Saul Goodman adverts on the laptop. And you see the reflections, Jean's glasses, and the colour is coming off the ad, but everything else is in black and white. That was an amazing shot. But then he rips the phone wire out the wall. He starts wrapping it around his hand and he becomes intimidating. It's the first time we've seen this, really. It's sort of like Walter White in a way. He's like threatening her. He's like, I wish, you know, you would help Jeff and everything like that. And you think, holy shit, Jean, are you going to strangle this old woman? And she's got this like a beeper for a carer. And at first he's about to rip it off, but then he lets her call her. So she calls the carer and she's like, oh, Saul Goodman's in here. I need you to phone the police. So Jean runs out the house and that's how the episode ends. Holy shit, man. This is set up for the last episode now. I don't know whereabouts they're going to go. Obviously, we're going to get a Jean and Kim reunion inside the future, but are they going to represent Jeff inside court? Like, what's going to go on? Like, I don't see Jean getting a happy ending after all this. Maybe Kim will. I think Kim will survive, but Jean, I don't know if he's going to die or what, but he might get put in prison. I don't know. There's so many different ways they can go with this, and this has been amazing this season. Just think about what happened at the beginning of the season that we had with Nacho until now. Like, so much has happened this season, it's crazy. I think after this last episode, I'm going to have to rewatch the series and see how I feel about it. Because right now, I don't know. I mean, it sort of rivals Breaking Bad for me right now. I can't wait till next week to see what happens. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Make sure you like and subscribe. Until next week, peace out in a bit.